to see you guys and be up here teaching. So many of you that I had last year, saw last year, second graders. Yesterday you did some drafting, writing with something that you knew about, nonfiction. Today we're going to take that writing and we're going to work a little with it. If it's not finished, no worries. You'll get more time today to work on it too. So yesterday, you were using what you know to plan, to organize, and to gather your thoughts to write that informational text. That piece of writing that you were going to tell us all about something that you knew about. And today, you're going to get to work on revising a piece of writing that I wrote, but I know you know about. Okay? So what does revising mean? That's kind of what we have to think about first. So when I say revise, we're going to revise something. What does that mean? Well, it comes from this word. We have revise, and you might have heard of the word revision. And if you look at this part, the word vision, turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor what you know about vision. Everything you know about the word vision.
Vision has to do with physically, mentally, yeah, when you're seeing, or if you saw something, you could automatically remember what it is. If you saw it again, that's something I know.
3, 2, 1. I heard a couple things about see. I've heard that a lot. Vision, what you see. Your vision is what you see. You're going to do a lot of seeing today. You're going to do a lot of reading, seeing what you wrote. I heard in your head, a vision can be something sometimes in your head of what you see. Like a picture in your brain, like your mental picture that's in there that you maybe isn't on paper yet. So when we revise, revision, revise, we're going to revision. If we talk about vision as seeing something, what do you think that means then, to re-see, revise? Absolutely. Re-look at your writing again. See if you might be missing something, or if when you look at it again, you maybe need to kind of tweak it a little bit, change a few things. You have some great posters, charts up in your room about things that you've been learning about informational writing. Those are excellent things for you to be going back to and looking at when you're revising. You talked about introduction. What makes a great introduction in my piece of writing? You talked about different features that might be in an informational text, like drawings, photos, diagrams, definitions, maps. All of those things could be in your writing. And maybe yesterday you didn't put that in your draft yet. Well, that could be for later on your to-do list, what I might do later. And then you talked about elaboration, how to add more to your writing, how to stretch it out a little bit more so we understand as a reader of it that doesn't know anything and get the picture in our head. So all of those pieces we have to think about when we revise. When you revise, you're going to reread your writing. Think of it like you're putting on a different set of glasses. And sometimes I have to even walk away from my writing before I come back to it. Like think about something else for a few seconds and then come back and reread it and get my brain fresh when I put on those new lenses.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe I'm going to look at, did I follow my plan? Yesterday you talked about, well, you talked about this before too, the boxes and bullets to make your plan. And I think almost everybody did boxes and bullets with your writing. That's your plan. Did I follow it? When you read the first time, you're going to look through and say, did I follow my plan? Did I put malls and outdoor markets and small shops into my writing about China? See. So, do you have to always follow your plan? What do you think? What are you thinking?
You always need to change your plan. If your rating's going to be good enough to start bringing out to the public, if it's like that kind of thing, you're never going to follow your exact original plan.
Okay.
Ever.
Sometimes you might follow it exactly how you have, but sometimes do you think you maybe add some more in there?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Or sometimes you maybe think you take something out that, yeah, it's a good idea, but it just doesn't fit. So, today, we're setting out to figure out if Mrs. Isaacson followed her plan. And I did last night in about, I'd say maybe an hour or two, between an hour to 2 hours, I wrote from what I remember, and that's a little shaky, what I remembered about teaching butterflies. Here was one, this was my first draft. Do you see I crossed stuff out in my plan? I started writing my, and that was even before I got down here. Oh, as I started to think about what I was going to write, I crossed it out and changed it. Before I even started the draft in sentences. Not everything is spelled right. No, it needs some work. I know it needs some work. Then I went with this one. I kind of used my plan that was here, and I made it a little more simple. And I used some of the same stuff from here, put into this story. Not story, an article. Kind of both do the same things. And then I went to this one. And this is my plan, almost the same as my green plan. And guess what? I started writing and writing and writing, and it was like all of a sudden, all of my, because I wrote it twice already, some things, I started to think about other things. Oh, I gotta put those in there. That just isn't, yeah, that's not gonna work. These were okay. This one's okay. This one is not my final draft. It's not done. This one needs to go through revision.
But it
These
looks a
need
lot
to go
better.
through revision too. You talked about, are you revising already your written chapters? I kind of did that, didn't I? When I started with the yellow, and I went to this one, do you think I started to revise? Yeah, because I changed some things. Changed my plan, changed some ideas. Now, you're going to look at with a partner with thinking about putting on lenses and glasses. I wore mine today. So we're going to put on these glasses today, and we're going to look at, did I follow my plan? Did I follow what I set out to do? And at the top, sometimes it's hard to read my writing, so I'll write it for you. It says, butterflies. I started to write different kinds, and then I wrote painted lady, and then I wrote different kinds, focus on. That was kind of like to keep my mind focused on painted ladies. Then I put what, and I was going to say what they look like. That's what I was going to put for the next bullet. And as I was writing that, I thought, oh no, crossed it out. I want to do the stages of the butterfly. And then I had to remember what were the stages and kind of how long each stage was. And then my last one I thought about, and I've had the first two, and I was thinking, that's an awful lot, those stages. There's a lot in those stages. I want to also talk about what they eat. What do the butterflies and the bees lady eat? So I put that on there too. So what I want you to do is just with your shoulder partner here, and we might need to spread out a little bit further, I want you to read through what I wrote. Okay? And then I'm going to show you how we could revise it. I'm going to help you revise it. I'm going to show you that. Then, I'll get you a partner if you don't know. Then, we're going to look at this one with your partner and see if you can make a change or two. Okay? So, did I follow my plan? That's the first one we're going to read or think about. Did I follow my plan? Okay? Can you two? Anybody? You two are going to be? Anna, can you have it? Your partners? Okay? Sandy and Ian? If you want to get up and move to another spot to read it together, and you can read it out loud. Sometimes that's better to read it out loud. Nick, are you going to be with Gage? Okay? And why don't the three of you get together? Okay? Back and then.